European Tour's season-ending DP World Tour Championship is fast approaching. Despite 3 top 10 finishes this year, Graeme Storm missed out on a top 60 spot that would have earned him a return to Dubai. But Storm is better placed than most to put the disappointment into perspective. 2 years after teeing it up at Augusta for the 2000 US Masters, he found himself a long way from Magnolia Drive.
Kind of obviously fell off the tour in 2002 and you know, it just wasn't happening for me, so I had to sort of restart again, and I didn't have any money. I'd kind of lost my way a little bit, so I needed to make some money, and I ended up working in a cake factory, cleaning trays and what have you. But you know, it was something that I had to do to get myself back going again, and I managed to save up a little bit, but then I was helped by a couple of members at my golf club. One ended up being my father-in-law, and you know, it's kind of gone from there.
Storm first announced his arrival by winning the 1999 Amateur Championship. That win earned him a place at the US Masters. Despite not making the cut, Storm still managed to enjoy his week at Augusta National.
It was a fantastic experience. Before the tournament, I got to play against David Gossett, who was the US Amateur Champion in the Georgia Cup. So the whole build-up was great. Then I got to play with Mark O'Meara, Brent Geiberger in the tournament. Mark O'Meara made me feel really kind of relaxed, even though I was shooting 83 in the first round. But you know, we sat on the bench on the 15th tee, and we were talking about different things, and it made me feel a little bit more at ease.
And there is one Augusta record that nobody can take away from Storm. He was the first player to have his mum caddy for him at the Masters.
She caddied for me, obviously, a little bit in the amateur days and stuff. I couldn't drive when I was 17 or whatever, so she used to drive me all around. My dad didn't drive at the time, so it was kind of the only way to get about, and she came around, helped out by doing a bit of caddying, and then obviously with winning the British Amateur and while she was caddying, and then she caddied for me in the Walker Cup, which was a great experience for us both, and you know, there was no reason why she couldn't do it at Augusta, and I think she's the first mother to do it and probably still the only mother to have done it.
Having fallen from grace so quickly, Storm's career could have gone 2 ways. Fortunately, Graeme decided to focus on his golf and really concentrate on his approach to the game.
It kind of changed my attitude towards it, yeah, because obviously it just meant that I had to work harder. You know, I had to put the right time in and the right focus on where I was going, and you know, it just kind of gave me the kick up the backside that I probably needed, and to become a professional golfer. You know, I'd kind of maybe done it a little bit amateurish at the beginning, and it's something that I learned from.
Storm made a successful return to the European Tour, and any thoughts of his old job were a distant memory after an excellent 2007. And a win in the Open de France that year was the icing on the cake for the man who used to work in a cake factory.
Well done. That's a round of 66, 7 under, and in all probability you're looking at the French Open champion for 2007.
Just a huge relief, really, to be honest. I'd been playing well for the last 3 years running into that tournament, and getting close finishes, finishing second at the European Open, 4th at the European Open, a couple of top 5s in there as well, and just wasn't able to get it across the line. And the way it worked out in France, I think I was coming back from 5 shots behind and ahead of the leading groups, and managed just to post a score, and there's just a massive relief of being able to win that tournament, being such a prestigious and big event that it is.
Storm found himself on top of another leaderboard a month later. This time it was at the Southern Hills Country Club after the first round of the US PGA Championship.
It was a bit of a whirlwind, to be honest. It was my 8th week in a row. You know, I was coming to the end of a massive run of tournaments, and I was kind of running on kind of just adrenaline, really. And I shot 65, came from nowhere. We're leading by 2 from John Daly, and obviously Tiger Woods in the field, and all these great golfers. And you know, you want to be in those tournaments, and you just want to play the best you possibly can. And because I was off quite late on that day, and then I was off early the next morning, I never really got a chance to relax, rest. You know, every time I put the telly on, my name was on the TV, and it was kind of surreal, a surreal moment. I was doing so many different interviews, and it was all kind of new to me, and I just even though I'd done well in tournaments in Europe and won a tournament in France, and it just was all new to me, and I struggled with it a little bit.
2007 proved to be Storm's best year to date. He remains a well-established member of the European Tour, and the 35-year-old has long forgotten those cake factory days.
Start up again in December down at South Africa. Always enjoy going down there, and hopefully for 2014 then I can try and get into that race to Dubai finally, because I haven't been there since 2009, and I'd like to get back into the top 60 in the elite of Europe.